What's going on, guys? I want to give a big shout out to all my new friends that I've met after going on the Alex J show. I'm not going to say his name because I could get canceled for that. What's up? Thanks for finding me. Thanks for watching the show. And I'm glad you guys got a lot out of it. And I just want to kind of meet you all, give a candid look into my life and who I am and why you should listen to me, why I have all kinds of great content and information for you guys and for the world to wake up and really take advantage of what we have going on in this situation. I've been sitting in front of the computer and the phone editing my next video, which is going to be ridiculous, by the way. So I wanted to release some kind of form of content this week. Before then, just to say hey, and thanks for following and subscribing. Just taking a walk out of this beautiful area. You know, one of the best ways to reduce depression is simply going outside, walking in the sunlight, and looking at things far away. It works. When we're in a depressive state, we almost have like this black hole of all this energy just escaping in ourselves. We want to put our head down and lay down and crawl into a ball. But really, when you look around and you put your focus far away, it changes your energy, right? Now you have more of an outward point of focus instead of the depressing inward focus of all your thoughts and your problems and all that stuff, right? So I know a lot of tricks like this, and I really want to help you guys. You know, we're all going through this mass craziness. I don't even have to describe it, right? And so the most important thing is, can we control our thoughts and our emotions through this whole thing? Because that's really the crux of manifesting the events in our lives. And before you tune out, because I start talking about that and it goes airy-fairy and wooey, you know, and like, oh, you must be in the law of attraction. And I laugh at that because it's like me asking somebody, oh, so you like to go walking and running sometimes, right? Yeah. Well, you must be big in the law of gravity or the law of density, yeah? Like, what are you talking about? Well, you couldn't walk without it, right? I don't know, man. I just walk. Yeah. You don't think about the law of the universe that makes it work, right? That's why I don't really like calling it law of attraction, because it's a misnomer and it puts your focus in a completely wrong area. It's the law of the emotions, right? And I believe I have a really unique viewpoint of this because, for one, I create ridiculous circumstances and results. For example, I get on the Alex J show after only making one video. Think about the thousands of people who put out content right now, who that's like their dream, right? That's the dream, to be on a show at that level. The biggest one of its kind, right? I don't know, maybe next to Joe Rogan or something, right? But the point is, I make one video, I get to the top instantly, okay? And I have crazy stories like that over and over, and it's not a mistake, you know? It's because I know how to manage my emotions, my thoughts. As a hypnotist and someone who knows that whole technology of using your body to put out a vibration and create results, I feel that your time is very worth watching these types of videos, right? This is going to be unedited. It's not going to be the quick edit YouTube type episode that's funny all the time. But you also need the long form content to observe someone who lives this lifestyle, who gets ridiculous results, right? I mean, if this was 8-9 months ago, I'd be wearing a hat because I was pretty much bald. I wanted to grow my hair back, and I freaking found the ways to do it. It's not 100%, but it's getting there. Every day, every week, every month, I'm looking at the before and after pictures, and I'm just like, oh my God, right? Impossible circumstances. I could go on and on about it. And so right now, where everyone is just like blown away, where a lot of people are fearful, people are getting threatened to lose their jobs and not having enough money, being rejected from their friends and family. It's really freaking hard, man. And I have the tools and the technology to help you guys get through this, where you can go through life pretty much like almost like levitating through life, right? Like, you're not going to be able to create the circumstances in your life if you get triggered emotionally all the time, right? It's kind of like a vibration plate. You ever seen the movie or the videos of the vibration plate with the speaker underneath it, and they pour sand on it, and you can dial in a tone, right? Like, woo, and it creates this like snowflake geometrical design, right? Which is amazing to see. Like, wow, that's real, that's possible, right? You dial up another frequency, right? It creates a different type of pattern. But if you create static, it'll disperse all the particles, right? And then you put it, and then you could plug it into a keyboard and go ding, 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 and it'll arrange all the particles in a beautiful symmetrical pattern. This is the law of vibration in action, right? In a very easy to see form. And see, we all need to get to the point where you don't just believe or hope or trust, but you know your brain transmits a frequency. Your heart transmits a frequency, right? Really, your whole body does, but those are the main organs that are transmitting it. How do you know this? Well, HeartMath, the organization, they have all kinds of studies that prove how the heart transmits a frequency. Very, very strongly, by the way. There's the experiments by Dr. Emoto. And even if you've heard these experiments before, and you think you know the information, are you happy with your life and all your results? If not, you need to keep listening to it. And you're gonna hear it from another point of view, from someone who really makes it work. I live this lifestyle, man. Trust me. All my results are just miracles. It's ridiculous. Dr. Emoto, a Japanese scientist, he did experiments where you got a monk who knows how to pray correctly, a professional person who can do this. He took water from the same place, put them all in different bottles, and had the monk pray on different bottles. He would pray love on one. He would pray gratitude on another, right? He would pray, I believe in you, in another one, right? And you'd also have him pray negative emotions. I hate you, fear, guilt, right? In the whole spectrum. And so what he did, he would take a drop from each of the bottles, put it on a little dish that you can, with the microscope, and freeze it on the dish. And so you can see it crystallize, just like you see the humidity crystallize on your window in your house when it's cold outside, right? And so he noticed all the positive ones had a nice, perfect, symmetrical pattern, kind of like the tone thing, right? And then all the negative ones looked all discombobulated and hardly had any crystallization. Some had like a tiny corner of crystallizations, but most of them were all they were all discolored and morphed, and they did not even look like the crystallized snowflakes that we're used to. This proves your brain transmits a frequency to the thing you're thinking about, right? You can even do the experiment with the rice. You take 3 jars of rice, and every day, I've seen this. You take one, and you pick it up, and you have rice and water in it, right? And you pick it up, and you say, rice, I love you so much. I love you. I love how you are food, and you can keep me fed, and great energy, carbs, right? Blah, blah, blah. I love you so much, right? And you take the second one, and you go, I hate you. You're such a piece of shit. I don't like you at all, right? And then the third one, you just leave alone as like the control. And what's amazing is after a couple weeks go by, the loved one, if you do this correctly, if you're transmitting the frequency right, will stay pure and clean. The one you transmit hate to will actually grow mold. I've seen this. I have a friend who did it. And she was very good at the height that I was actually kind of scared, you know, a little too practiced with it. And then the control one sometimes grows just a little bit of mold, which is kind of like ignoring, which is a slight negative emotion, right? So these experiments are real, and it proves your brain transmits a frequency, or your heart transmits a frequency. Something out of you is transmitting a frequency into the world that creates an effect, okay? That's something you just have to know that you need as a pillar belief in your life as this reality. Because we're in a world where that's not a common knowledge, is it? So, how do you transmit the right frequency to get the things you want, right? The golden question. Well, how does a snowflake form? Well, it's just a droplet and it freezes and it has this beautiful design. Yeah, but why is it already beautiful? Because nature already has natural vibrations, right? That's why we can look and see the beautiful plants, the beautiful flowers. I know this is kind of like a desert out here, but there's beauty everywhere, you know? And it all has these types of Fibonacci spiral vibrations, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. How does the snowflake form? Does nature put, okay, it's going to be one thing here and one line there, one line there, it's going to be symmetrical, it's going to be perfect, and then bam. No. There's already a vibration in nature, and it's already perfect. And the droplet crystallizes to that vibrational structure. And there's all types of vibrational structures, so there's going to be different snowflakes, right? Just like there's different people that have different desires and different ways of loving. That's the key. How do you transmit the good frequency? This subject can go deep, but I'm going to make it very easy for you to like get it right now. And I do suggest that you watch this type of video over and over again to really get it. How do you do it? If you're just your natural loving self, your natural feeling good self, then that's all you have to do. Really. You don't have to do some weird meditation. I'm thinking about the things I like. No. You just gotta be yourself without any limitation, without any emotional blockages, without going back and forth from, I like my life. Oh, I have money issues. I like my life. My family and my friends don't like me anymore. I'm trying to like my life. I don't have a job anymore. Right? You're going back and forth with the tones, going from wee to shh, wee, shh. And you're never going to be able to physicalize anything if that's what you're doing, going back and forth like that. So the hardest thing to do, and this, thinking and changing your emotions is not easy. I'll admit that. But it's harder when you don't have any techniques that that work. It's infinitely harder. That's why you need to watch my stuff, because I really get this stuff. Because not only am I a hypnotist and NLP and mind master, whatever, I know these techniques too. And knowing that combination is going to allow you guys to get it like it's common sense. Because to me, it is common sense. You hear other people talk about it, it can almost get complicated. But if someone talks in a complicated way, that just means they don't really understand it. So, how can you just be your loving self, right? That's really what it comes down to. How did I get the result of making one video and getting on the biggest show of its kind? Well, if you watched that first video where I broke down this cartoon the LA school system put out that used all this hypnotic stuff in it, you'll know that I care a lot, right? I have so much love for the kids and for people. Really, because I have love for myself. And everyone's not much different than I am. And so having access to that kind of self-love with no emotional blocks and no mental blocks enables me to have these results that are ridiculous, right? You're gonna need to listen to this over and over again. Please understand that, because you're gonna miss concepts, and then down the line when you listen to it again, you're gonna, oh, that's what he meant, right? After you have your own concepts, your own realizations and cognitions. So how do you control your emotions? How can you control yourself so you don't go back and forth, triggered, not triggered, feeling bad? You know, you need to learn a few modalities, put them in your mental and emotional tool belt that allows you to get rid of them. How do you get rid of an emotion? Well, first off, can any of you tell me with specificity, vividly, what an emotion really is? Most people are going to be stupid by this. That's okay. That's why you're watching me, right? I can tell you specifically what an emotion is. To the top, baby. What is an emotion? Motion. E stands for energy. Motion is the movement. Energy and motion. Good emotion. Yes, I love that so much. Right? I feel so good. You make me laugh, right? Energy and motion, right? Laughter is a movement of energy, you know, kind of tickling through you or something. I don't know, right? It's a good feeling, right? When you're feeling good, the energy's flowing through you good. It's feeling nice, right? You know, what's the definition of good? Take out one O. The feeling of that, right? Not going to get religious. I try to keep it as scientific and straightforward as I can. Although all this stuff can be taught with the Bible and stuff like that, because it all connects. Emotion. So what's a bad emotion? Well, the energy stops, right? Just like when you're depressed, when we are depressed. And you just want to lay there. You just want to sit there. Oh, this sucks. Right? You don't want to move. What did I start out with this video? The first technique I just taught you guys. You just go outside and walk around and look far away. Get the sun on you, right? Move the body. You get the fluid moving. You get the energy moving, right? Fluid as in blood and lymphatic system. So how do you get rid of this stopping of the energy in your body, right? When you feel bad, the technical term is energy perturbation, okay? It just means you have energy stuck in your body somewhere. And you feeling bad is your awareness of energy not moving through a portion of your body. Your brain, your organs. Most people think you just think with your brain. Sure, a lot of thinking activity happens there and you can measure all that, right? One of my scientific hypnotherapy classes, we literally wore EEG things on our head so we could see the graph of our brain wave activity while we hypnotized the subject, right? So I could see my hypnotic intention and I could see their brain waves move accordingly. A little off topic, but you know, I'm deep in this stuff, guys, right? I understand it like that, which is why I get the results I do. So in order to never feel bad again, right? Imagine if you go through a breakup and you think about your last breakup. Oh God, I was so bad, right? Especially if you're the one dumped on or dumped out of or whatever. Imagine if you never felt that again. You can go through, you have more relationships, and you never have that deep loss of love, right? It can really take you out, man. But if you learn the techniques I teach you, which I'll get to, but I gotta build it up so you know it's important, you'll never feel it again, right? Last time I had a breakup that was really bad for me was like 12 years ago. I did these techniques and I've never had that type of bad feeling ever again with a breakup. In fact, it's the opposite. Grateful for the experience. Because you can transmute any emotion into something good. And this is why I want to put this message out, because we're all going through this really hard time, man. We're all focused on all this stuff happening in the world, and a lot of people are in fear. But it's the fear that is the energy that you care so much, and the anger and the frustration that can be transmuted into a positive vibration that literally will shift all particles in your world, like the vibration plate. Here's the difference between transmitting the frequency, a good frequency, a love, pure frequency, joy, security, and doing activity. This is a big one. It's like you have the vibration plate again, right? You're dialing the frequency. It moves all of the sand particles into that structure. You thinking you're doing activity, making phone calls, doing the emails, the physical movements, is literally you moving one grain of sand and putting it into the structure you think it should be. Which, at first, you probably don't know what the structure even is supposed to be. And second, it's going to take you forever to have that same effect. This is why focusing on something for only a minute is equal to many thousands of hours of activity. That's a hard concept, but I'm going to plant that seed. But when you think about this analogy of the vibration plate and the sand particles moving into place just by compared to, all right, I gotta move this sand particle, and then that sand particle, and then this sand particle, you're gonna be there forever. That's the difference of results. And that's how I can put out one video and get on the biggest show of its kind, right? That's how I can have the desire to get into the music industry. Yeah, I guess that's why I have all this hair and I'm all hairy and stuff. I'm a musician, man. I don't know, I'm into it, I get one phone call from a friend, even though I made a YouTube channel with music and I have hundreds of thousands of views on it, that actually had nothing to do with me getting into the music industry and being best friends with one of the most prolific music composers of all time, and being scheduled to go on to a national tour next year. We already did the rehearsals. It's a done deal. And I was asked to play my songs in a portion of the show. I made no phone calls. I wasn't sending people my stuff to try to get on tour. No, I know the frequency. I know what to do. I know what to picture in my mind. I know what to feel. And everything lines up so freaking perfect. And I want this for you. Listen, I'm not making this video to boost my ego. I don't need to. I have another YouTube channel. I never even planned on making this content. I made that first video that got me on the map 2 weeks ago, right? And now I'm pumping out content. This next video is going to be ridiculous. Oh my God. I can't wait for it. It's just taking a little bit longer to edit because I'm making it really good, and I'm not going to give away anything else besides that. But definitely subscribe because you're going to want to see it. So I'll put a link to this end of this video, one of the annotation things at the end, where you learn a technique that's tapping on meridian points, which is gonna freak you guys out. I don't know about tapping on. I think I tried that stuff before. It doesn't work. Listen, you don't think with just your brain, right? I was talking about that a couple minutes ago. You think with your entire body, right? You think with your organs. It's all connected. You think with your brain too, of course. You feel with your heart, obviously, right? Well, if you can feel with your heart, what about the other organs? They may have other things to do with how you feel and different emotions and things like that. So that's why the tapping of the meridian points works, because once you get the energy perturbation out of you, you'll never have that negative emotion come back again, right? My brother passed away like 5 years ago, And it's a grueling experience, right? You have someone close in your family pass away. During the whole process, my parents and my family were like, Michael, is there something wrong with you? Like, why? You're not crying. I'm emotionally clear. And it's not that I don't not feel, because I made a speech in front of his grave, and I cried in front of everybody there. You know, I wrote a song for him. You know, when I get to certain parts of the song, I tear up. But I'm not stuck in this grief state like a lot of people get in. Sometimes people never get out of these states, right? They have a divorce, or someone dies, something tragic happens, they lose their business, and they never get over it. And they're never going to be able to create another great circumstance again as long as they're stuck in these emotions. The energy in motion, the energy being projected out, the brain and the heart. So the thing I've mastered is I can keep a positive emotion literally all the time. I did get depressed earlier this year when I was realizing everything that was happening, and you know what was happening to the kids and our family members and stuff. That is extremely depressing, and it's really hard to get. It's heartbreaking. But I'm not going to let it get me. It's getting a lot of us, right? It got me, but I moved through it. And now I'm so focused and I have so much love and purpose that, you know, I'm creating a name for myself and I'm doing the right thing and it's working, right? So this video is for you, you know. What I would like to do in the future, in the near future, is I would like to talk with you guys about this one-on-one. Maybe do some kind of live situation where I can answer your questions and kind of coach you guys through this individually. Because I could sit up here on this mountain that I'm going to meditate on in a few minutes. Yeah, I'm into that stuff. Deep in it, guys. I'm deep in it. And I can coach you guys through, which will be a really great learning experience for everyone who watches. So anyone who would like to have specific coaching on this, I'm not selling anything. I want to get you on camera so we can get these lessons out, because it's really crucial everyone gets this stuff. I have this battle in my mind and in my experience about giving all this free information away, because a lot of people don't take advantage of it because it's just free. They don't have to invest anything, you know. I just want to make that clear, because a lot of you guys are going to see this. Yeah, it's free on YouTube, whatever. I can just close the window. Dude, this is the real shit. This is the real deal. I apologize. I swear. I know that this kid's watching my stuff. I have this thing about wanting to have emotional intensity, and swearing, I know, is like, you know, not all parents like their kids listening to it. I understand that. I'm working on it. I also want to keep my emotional intensity, so I go back and forth. I mean, I watch a lot of Gary Vee, and he likes to swear, and he makes a good point about that too. But yeah, drop me a message. This is a limited time opportunity, because I'm probably going to blow the F up, and a lot of you guys are just finding me now, and it's a really rare opportunity, because I'm literally answering every comment, every message I get. Everyone who wants to talk to me on the phone, I call you up pretty much immediately. Like, I'm on it with you guys, because this is so important. And so watch the next video that I'm going to put at the end of this. It's called something like how to destroy any negative emotion and have it never come back again. Something like that. I made it like 3 or 4 years ago. It's the same technique, and there's depth into it. So this is the most easiest one to use, that you use on everything. There's actually a documentary on this technique called Try It on Everything, and they literally have people try it on everything, and it gets them through most issues. It won't work on absolutely everything. There's more specified algorithms and combinations that work for different emotions. You know, maybe I'll talk about that at a different time, but you can also look that up online. The techniques are called EFT, which is Emotional Freedom Technique, and TFT, which is really where it came from. called thought field therapy. The thought field being the energy meridian system of the body that the Asians have known for thousands of years. Crucial information, guys. I know some of you are probably tuned out like, all right, whatever. Do you want results? Do you want to control your mind? You don't have to go into deep hypnosis to do this stuff. Sure, hypnosis is an amazing tool. I'm not going to deny that. But you don't have to use hypnosis if you know what an emotion is, and you can fix it like a mechanic, right? Or a programmer, right? And once you can get to the point where you're not feeling so negative all the time and you blow out this negative energy, it literally is dense, dark energy in you, and when you're tuning into it, it's like a black hole that's sucking the energy out. Right? I said it's like a black hole. When you're feeling bad, you want to crunch up on your bed and just lay there, and conserve your energy, because you're literally losing it through a black hole, literally. So you do the tapping technique, you blow it out, right? There's other ways to do it too. There's breathing techniques you can do when you're focusing on it. That's why exercise kind of gets you out of it, because you're moving the energy out. But the tapping technique specifically targets it, so it blows it out and it never comes back again, because it's gone. It's like a kink in a tube that you finally get out, and the tube's gonna work again fine, until crap builds up again, right? So if you know the technique and you just keep doing it enough, you'll get to this point where you can feel okay to be yourself all the time, and you're gonna have more synchronicities, more manifestations of things you like. You're gonna find more opportunities to find the people that you enjoy. A lot of us are having an issue with being alone and segregated, and losing friends and family. Guys, every adversity comes with the seed of equal benefit, or greater, really. Maybe you needed to lose your friends, dude. Hey, I love all the people I grew up with, wholeheartedly. I go hang out with them. It's some of the best times of my life. But what if you could find people that actually have a better influence on you? So when you're hanging out with them, you don't feel like you have to, you're feeling judged by them, or you're worried about what you're going to say or do because of what they're going to say, right? It's always kind of in the back of your mind. And this is deep rooted into us, right? Being accepted by friends and family is a form of knowing you're going to be loved. But if you have your own self-love, you can be like me, stand in front of a crowd of 500 people who don't believe in hypnosis, or some weird technique, and I can make everyone a believer. Even if I get heckled at, or no one believes me, or I look like a weirdo or whatever. Some people don't like my style. Hey, that's fine. You can find someone else that you like. Go ahead. Whatever. But your eyes will deceive you. Your ears will deceive you, but your feelings won't. Right? Our gut. Right? We talk about the brain transmitting a frequency, the heart transmitting a frequency, but really they transmit and receive. The gut has neurotissue in it as well. And it has the same squiggly pattern like the brain does, doesn't it? A little different, but similar. And when you get a gut feeling, that's literally you sensing the universe. It's a gut feeling. I don't know, something feels off about this. I feel really good about that. Right? You may not know which part of the engine is working to make the car go, but the car is going, right? Or the car feels weird. It sounds a little weird, I don't know what it is. It's a muffler. I don't know, the gasket. You don't have to be a mechanic to know how to drive the car. Just like you don't have to be the hypnotist like I am or whatever and know how to go into trance or know this material. It really just comes down to feeling good, That's the first step. You can get more, we can get into specifics, and you want to manifest a certain thing or a certain amount of money and stuff like that. That's real. We'll get to that. Maybe when I talk to you guys on a live or something, we can go into depth into those things. But the first most important key is really just feeling good. That's it. You can be like the snowflake that forms. And everything in your life, the perfect person shows up, right? The perfect circumstance, the perfect idea to move forward on, right? The perfect thing to be said in a conversation to give you an idea to go, ooh, right? The perfect link or video that was sent to you that puts you into a place of, aha. Maybe it was this video, I don't know. Again, this is something that feels good, you know? You agree with it, but it's not until you get this information in your subconscious mind and have pillars of belief about it. Imagine if you were so strong in this material as a Karen is with wearing her mask. I mean, if someone can believe a lie to that degree, what if you could believe truth to that degree and deflect any negativity or things that go against it where nothing will stand in your way? And you literally are levitating through life and you live like kind of like a Jedi. You know, it's real. So when you're making dinner, put on this kind of audio. When you're in the shower, you don't have to look at me with my face or whatever. Just listen to the voice. Listen to the stories. I'll go more into depth with my stories and my manifestation stories because that's how you really learn. We all learn from monkey see, monkey do, right? And learning from an example, learning from a mentor, being an apprentice and watching what they do, right? You open up a book and you read about a successful person and you read their story and you imagine what they've done and you live vicariously through their words and it starts to construct, wow, that's how it's done, huh? I'll share the specifics, right? I mean, this video is probably already getting pretty long, so I want to keep it digestible. So when you're in the shower, listen to it. When you're in the car, listen to it, right? Over and over again. One of the early self-help pioneers says, you become what you think about most of the time. Earl Nightingale. Very good record. If you can find it on YouTube, it's a very good audio. I believe he recorded it first. It came out on a record. You become what you think about most of the time. You become what you memorize. You become what you are being, right? It's not just you think, okay, I'm going to think about the money I want and the job I want. Okay, that's a good start. But you have to feel it. And you have to memorize it. And you got to know it. Know it. Know it. You become and you get what you're memorized and what you're focused on, right? See, when I was walking down there to come up here, I knew where I was going, right? The picture in my mind was solid. I believed it. I like it. I like meditating up here. It's nice. I do my qigong movements and stuff. By the way, you don't have to meditate to do this stuff. Cool. I think that's good for this lesson. Throw me a message in the comments. Let me know what you thought. Here's the power of writing after you listen to this audio or you read a book or something, right? We have a saying called, think about what you read. It's kind of like chewing the food that you eat. You don't chew the food, it's going to come out the other end not digested well, right? If you don't think about what you listen to here, it's really just going to go in one ear and out the other. You're only going to remember maybe 1% of this, maybe, right? Which is why you got to listen to it over and over again. And then when you take notes and write down the little key points, even if just a few little words like 1, 2, 3, like, okay, I feel good, you know, bam, you're going to remember that so much more, right? You go in the comments section, you type. I mean, that's cool too. Writing is really the most powerful. I guess you could do speech to text, right? Initiate those neural pathways. Get them to go in place. We got neuroplasticity in the brain. We have to change it all. You become what you think about most of the time. You got to memorize it. think that's it for today's lesson. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the notification bell and the like and all that stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video.